How much of a horror game do you feel like you guys are making here?
I mean, if you just look at the mimic creature, it's like jump scares galore and it's not scripted. I mean, we script a few things at the beginning of the game when we're trying to teach the player what the game is about and how to play, but the mimic is an AI that can imitate the shape of any physics object, any object in the environment around it, and it doesn't do this in a scripted way. It does it just as part of its behavior. So when the player is coming around the corner, the mimic says, oh my gosh, here comes the player, there's 20 objects in the room, and it picks one, and it duplicates it, and it hides. So it surprises us all the time. Like, we're constantly getting like, jump scares, oh my god, that's a mimic, you know? So there are elements like that woven throughout the game, where there are creatures that are lurking in the dark, they're hiding from you, and they can be pretty anxiety-inducing.
It's going to be a weird tension. I mean, it's going to be like a constant Five Nights at Freddy's type vibe when people are playing through this. If anything can jump out at any moment, do you worry about that constant raised anxiety level throughout the game?
Well, we try to rest it a little bit, right? Like, we don't sprinkle the same amount of mimics in every level. So, like, for instance, if you've been fighting mimics for quite a while, then you'll have a gap where there are very few mimics, and instead this other alien is present. Like we saw the other day, the poltergeist. Like, that's another good example of an alien that can be super surprising and scary, but even if you're not scared and you know it's there, it's still kind of like, what is he doing? What is he doing? He's messing with me and I can't see him. He's invisible. He like causes things to bump around. And when I let my guard down, he'll like lift a couch into the air and hurl it at me. So I have to constantly be on my toes.
I feel like systems-driven horrors are it's been done in games, but not enough, or not as much as you would think. It's fertile ground, I think, for some experimentation.
Yeah, it's hard to do because, I mean, that's the trade-off with something that's scripted and crafted versus something that's systemic, is like the systemic can be surprising and very rewarding, but it can also be like, oh, that one didn't land. It totally fell flat because it's the system that's like not totally predictable. The scripted thing, you can really curate this one encounter to be like the perfect, boo, you know, I gotcha, you know, but it's canned. It's like it happens the same way every time.
So fans of horror games, you think are going to dig their teeth into this?
I think so. I think if they come thinking that like this is a horror game, it's going to be like blood and gore and constant like on edge, and it's not that at all. But it definitely has some appeal there.